Hello, everyone. We have our Hatha yoga class. Our Hatha yoga class is on improving our mental clarity. So improving our focus, improving our concentration. And if you're like me, after a yoga practice, I'm able to have a clear mind. I may have been thinking about something on what to do. It just comes to me. So I'm able to have that mental clarity. With beginning, we can start at the top of our mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. So just feel the ground, feel through the foundation here. You can do a side to side shift through the body. Let your feet start to absorb. A little mobility through the hips here still. And then now come into stillness. With our toes pointing forward, big toe, baby toe, and then on each side of the heel, drawing down into the earth. Let yourself sink, but lifting up through the ankles so you feel that support. Draw the tailbone down. Lift up through the shoulders, the spine. Attach the string to the top of the crown of the head, your crown of your head, and arms by the side now. Turning the palms facing forward. Close your eyes. And when we close our eyes, notice your balance. Notice your breath. Notice any thoughts passing by, or maybe you're thinking about one thing. Now be firm in your foundation here. So stand tall, draw down into the ground. Draw your navel towards the spine. Notice your pelvic floor muscles. You're able to lift up. Turn your attention to your breath, the Ujjayi breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Taking your breath into the back of the throat. Think of a straw. Of the sound of a wave. Inhaling, hearing your breath. Exhale, hearing your breath. With the inhale breath, expanding into the chest, into your belly, into the armpits, into your back, to the rib cage. The exhale breath, releasing, softening, letting it all go. Hearing our breath continue. Are we able to breathe into the abdomen, into the belly? Now opening up our eyes. Just notice again your physical body. Notice your thoughts. And now with an inhale breath, draw the arms up overhead. Dive forward, hinge from the hips, bend through the knees, letting ourselves hang. So let the head hang, we let our body hang. A sway side to side. Let yourself release, let go. With the forward bend, let the blood flow forward into your brain, into your head here. Waking ourselves up by doing so. And come back to the center. With an inhale breath, come up to halfway. We come up with a flat back. Take your elbows out to the sides. Draw the navel in. Exhale, we release, let the head hang. Inhale, come up to halfway, lift, flat back again. Exhale, release, fold. One more time. Inhale, up, halfway. Exhale, release, fold. Inhale, coming back all the way up. Draw the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Wonderful. Feeling a little bit taller just from standing tall, focusing on that, and then the fold forward into Uttanasana. Let's fold forward one more time, so into Uttanasana, and we draw the arms up overhead, and then exhale, dive forward, and we again let ourselves hang, let the head release a little bit deeper, let go. Halfway lift with an inhale breath. Exhale breath, we fold. Inhale breath, coming all the way up, and our arms draw up overhead. You may come into a back bend here, and then exhale, hands to the heart center. Wonderful. Into our next pose, crescent moon. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, and now intertwine your fingers overhead, your index fingers, they can point up towards the sky. You can wrap your hands, your thumbs around each other, and arms right by the ears. Relax through the shoulders. So let your shoulders release away from the ears. Shoulders continue to soften. With an inhale breath, stand tall, draw the arms up, and exhale breath, coming up and over to the left side, we tip over. Breathing, inhale, keeping the arms by the side. Exhale, hold. Inhale, long through both sides of the waist. Exhale, breath, coming back up. We stand tall and dive forward. Inhale, breath, come up to halfway, flat back. Exhale, release, back into crescent moon. Inhale, coming up all the way. Your fingers up overhead, they intertwine between each other, and wrap your thumbs the opposite way. Exhale, breath, come up and over to the right side. Long through both sides of the waist. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, breath, drawing us all back to the center, and exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Inhale, release, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, arms again drawing up overhead. Exhale, breath, take your hands to your heart center. Whew. I hope you can feel that too, standing even taller. That's always really good to just feel yourself grow with those bends, the lifts. Place your hands onto your hips. Bend through bend through both knees and step the right foot back into a high lunge. Your heel is going to be up as if you're pushing against the back wall with that heel. Your left knee is pointing straight forward into your high lunge. This is a version of Warrior A, Virabhadrasana A, and take your arms up overhead. Again, we relax through the shoulders away from the ears. We let them sink. Turn your pinkies in and then towards the back. Sit down into the lunge and breathe. Looking at a spot that's not moving. And you sink a little lower. With an inhale breath, we step forward. Exhale breath, float those arms down. Into the other side, place the hands onto your hips, bend through the knees and step the left foot back. Now, the distance between your feet is your one leg distance. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, come down into this lunge. Push your left heel towards the back wall. You can open up your legs even more. You can get that heel up higher. Turn the pinkies in and then towards the back. So if if I'm increasing the distance between my legs, I'm able to get my heel up higher as if I'm pressing against the back wall. My heel's going up towards the sky. Inhale, breath. You can keep the arms overhead or place them down onto your hips, and then step up and exhale towards the front, and a shift through the hips. Good. A little bit of balance there too, of course, when we step back. Coming into another forward fold. This time, look down at your toes. Come into the back bend. Take your hands behind your back. With an inhale breath, draw your heart up towards the sky. Exhale breath, fold up and over. Your hands are still into the small of the back, and then now take your hands down. Pushing your hips up towards the sky just a little bit more to increase the length behind the legs into your hamstrings. Let the head hang. Breathing. Inhale, make your way up to halfway lift, flat back. Hands, elbows out to the sides. Exhale, release, fold. Inhale, lifting all the way up, arms coming up overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart center. So whenever we elongate through our spine, we come into any of the lifts. When we're coming into a back bend, think of lifting up and coming up and over a nice big ball with the upper part of your back. Into our next pose, we'll make our way back with the right leg first. So bend through the knees and step back with the right foot. That big high lunge that we did before, we're making our way down to a low lunge. So coming down towards the ground to a low lunge, bring your fingers down. You can tent your fingers here. You can take your knee down towards the ground. It's nice to double up your mat too for support for the knee, so you may go ahead and do that. Depending what is going to work for you, or if you need a knee block too, it's always good. And holding this this low lunge, draw the pelvis down. So a nice pelvic tilt down and breathe. Let your head draw down. With the exhale breath, let your Pelvis sink a little bit deeper into the ground. Coming out of the low lunge, we take that knee back. Okay, here we are at our low lunge, stepping back into downward facing dog. So we'll have to take our hands down, and then you can do a little bit of momentum and then push back and the left leg comes back. Alternating knee bends. Draw those hips right up to the sky. Spread your fingers out. Bend through the knees, look to the hands, walk the feet to the top of the mat, ankles, knees, hips still in line with each other. Inhale, come up to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, draw your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Okay, the next side for our low lunge, the knee does not have to come down towards the mat too. You can also stay in that high lunge. You can hold onto something with your hand too, like a ledge. Always works too. Okay, into the other side. Place your hands onto the hips, balance, and step back with the left foot. Okay, high lunge. I need to get my balance here. So feel your foundation. And then come down, take your hands down. They can be here in your low lunge and draw the pelvis down. Or you can take the knee down. Have enough cushion for your knee. So maybe again, doubling up the mat. Breathing, lift your head, release. Exhale breath, feel yourself soften. Now out of the low lunge, take the knee off the ground. We come back into downward facing dog again, so a big step back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, draw your hips right up. Exhale. Exhale, breath, drawing back, so bending through the knees. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Inhale, come up to halfway lift. Exhale, release, fold, and your head hangs. Inhale, coming all the way up, arms up, overhead. And exhale, breath, hands to the heart center. Okay. Our next pose, it's a low lunge again, but it is with a kickstand. So coming into that low lunge again, so the right side first, feel your foundation, step back, get your balance. And then, it's a nice squishy mat here. And then coming down towards the ground, draw the knee down. Now, in our low lunge, kickstand your right leg here, so just the bottom, so your shin. And your shin is lined up with the back edge. Left knee is pointing straight ahead. I like to take my hands onto the side here and take my left elbow, push it onto the inside of my left leg to help keep the left knee pointing straight ahead. Arms wide. Inhale, breath, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, breath, fold. The goal is drawing your crown of the head down towards the ground. Feel the opening into the inner thigh. Inhale, breath, making your way back up. And exhale, breath, take your hands back towards the front, kickstand the leg back, low lunge, coming back into a high lunge. Take your hands onto the hips. Balance, balance. Take your arms in line with the shoulders. Relax through the shoulders. Sit down into the lunge here. Take your thumbs up towards the sky. Take the arms up and overhead and turn your palms to face each other. Back into the high lunge. Now you may keep your arms up overhead or place them onto the hips. With an inhale breath, we do a step forward. Inhale. Exhale, float the arms down by the sides. Okay, other side. Bending through the knees and step the left foot back. Back into the high lunge. And then coming into a low lunge. Knee down, kickstand, the bottom of the leg. The shin is, once again, in line with the back edge. Now my right knee will want to turn in, so I'm going to, again, encourage it to stay straight ahead by pressing the inside of, pressing my right elbow into the leg. Open up your arms wide with an inhale breath, lengthen through the spine. Exhale breath, fold. Crown of the head down towards the ground. Inhale breath, make your way back up. Exhale breath, come out of the kickstand. So take the arms forward, come out of the kickstand. Inhale breath, come up to the high lunge. And take your arms up to shoulder height, keep breathing. Turn your thumbs up towards the sky. Take your arms up overhead, turn the palms to face each other, turn the pinkies in. Inhale breath. We take a step forward, you can place the hands under the hips. And exhale breath, float the arms down by the sides of the body. Into Tadasana, mountain pose, turn the palms to face the front and stand tall. Come back into yourself. Breathe. Notice your foundation. So start from the bottom, coming up your legs, drawing your kneecaps towards your pelvis by contracting through your quadriceps, tailbone down. Draw the navel in, lower your shoulders. Do you feel the crown of your head being pulled up towards the sky? Are you breathing into your chest and your abdomen? And opening up your eyes. And take a moment. Place your hands onto the hips. Bend through the knees into pyramid. Step the right foot back. It's not as big of a step. Just find where it's comfortable that you can bring your right hip forward. So draw the right hip forward and the left hip is pulling back. You may take your hands onto the hips. You can take your hands behind and hold onto them. You can hold onto opposite elbows, and that's a nice big opening into our shoulders just by doing that. Inhale, draw your heart up towards the sky into the back bend. So lift up and over top of the ball. Exhale, hinge the hips, draw the left hip back as you fold forward, keeping your spine straight. The left knee may be bent, looking at your left big toe. Continue to elongate through the spine. Inhale, breath. We come back up, so strong, focusing. Come to the back bend. Exhale, breath. Release. Warrior three, coming right up here. So warrior three, stand tall, lift your right leg up, both legs straight. Right toes down towards the ground. Arms maybe by the side of the body. Finding that focus here, coming out of warrior three, and then stepping right to meet the left at the top. For our other side, okay, bend through the knees, nice strong step back, lifting up and step. Now all the toes, they may be forward facing or the left toes may be turning out to a 45-degree angle. Hips all squared though, hips squared so that right side is pulling back this time. Okay, hands could be in the hips, hands could be behind the back, holding onto your hands or opposite elbows. We have the opening into our shoulders again. Stand tall with an inhale breath, come up into our back bend. Exhale breath, fold forward. Pull the right hip back, drishti, right big toe. Breathe. How's your back doing? Are we able to keep it straight? Don't worry about how far you're coming. Down towards the ground, draw the right hip back. Feel the stretch into the back of the leg. With an inhale breath, again making our way back up to that back bend, lifting, lifting, lifting. And exhale breath, releasing into the warrior three. Stand tall, both legs straight, lifting the left leg up. The goal is to have it parallel to the ground. Left toes down to the ground. Flex your foot, it is stronger that way. Keep flexing and coming out. And step forward. Shift through the hips. Ah, very nice. Into sun salutation. Gonna clear the plates here and make your way down towards the ground. So standing tall, your big toes, they can come together. Your heels are apart, just a little distance away. Feeling our foundation, we inhale, sweep our arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to a plank, taking those hands down, step back with the right foot, left foot. Bend through the knees, hinge forward, and then take your knees down towards the ground and slowly lower your body into the ground. Uncurl the toes, inhale to up dog. Hardly press down through the hands. Exhale to downward facing dog. Very nice. Bend through the knees, look to the hands now. We're not gonna walk our feet forward, we're just gonna come to all fours. So take the knees down. Uncurl the toes. Knees may be pointing straight ahead if that works for you. You can turn your knees to the side. You can keep your arms forward. You can also do this lying on the side of the body. So come into child's pose. So what is going to work for you? You can come onto the side of the body and just take a moment here. Just a nice curl for back. So protecting your knees though, if they don't feel right, come on the side of the body. Also lie your back. Your eyes can close. Then coming back up to all fours. Now, sometimes it's nice to double up the mat again for the knees, so you can do that. So all fours, so it's nice and supportive for the knees. Toes down towards the ground. We have all fours and into threading the needle here. Inhale, sweep your right arm up to shoulder height. Exhale, threading the needle, and we turn our upper body the same way our arm's going. Your palm is up towards the sky. Let the head rest. Left elbow may be up. Inhale breath, making your way back up, and the right arm comes up to shoulder height, and then exhale, place your hand down into the other side. Inhale, sweep your left arm up to shoulder height. Exhale, threading the needle through the right side. Let the head rest. Right elbow may be up towards the sky. So we're getting a nice twist here. Feeling the stretch into the back. To the back of the shoulder too. Out with an inhale breath. Take your arm back in line with the shoulder, then exhale. Take your hands to the side. Okay, coming into a side sit here and turning so that our legs are making their way into a V. You can turn to face me here or for your V, sitting up tall. Hands go behind your bottom first to help keep the back straight. With an inhale breath, reach up through the crown of your head, and then exhale breath, fold forward. You may take your hands in front. Shoulders now relax. Close your eyes. Breathe. The inhale breath takes us all back up. And exhale breath. Take your hands behind, bending through the knees. And now, windshield whitebird, knees side to side. My feet are wider than the hips as I do this. Okay, coming out of the twist. It's going to turn to face the front so you can see me here. For boat pose, holding on underneath of the knees. You can remove the fleshy part from your bottom. Sitting up nice and tall. So I'm gonna hold underneath my knees into my knee pits, sit up nice and tall. My toes are pointing towards the front, keeping your back straight. And lean back with your back straight. Lift the right leg off, the heel off the ground, and then lift the left heel off the ground. You may hold, release one hand, and then the other hand, so arms at the side. Shoulders so soft. Take the legs up into the air, so straighten them. Or your arm's gonna come up over top. Ooh, so much going on. And for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, we release. Cross the legs in front and hold. Okay, next pose. It is our butterfly pose. And you might want supports underneath of the knees. So if you have your blocks, you can place your block on to each side so that the knees rest. You may also use pillows. So I have my blocks here. One on each side, and then a little bit support for the knees. So placing the bottom of your feet together. You can do a little shift here, finding where it's going to be good for you. Knees rest. You don't need to use anything underneath the knees if you don't want to. With an inhale breath, sitting up. Exhale breath, come up and over for that forward bend again. Turn your feet out like a book, elbows down onto the inside of your thighs. Inner thigh stretch. Let the head hang, you let go. Stretching into your back. Getting this a lot into or the lower back. We soften a little bit more with our exhale breath. Inhale breath takes us up. So in your own time, if it was different in line with the breath, and exhale breath. We let ourselves sit, take your hands behind bottom, take your legs forward. Just give them a little shake, shake, shake out. Release one more time. Remove your props. You can just bring them over to the side here. Take the left leg in front, right leg comes behind. Now pelvic tilt. I'm sorry, I'm wearing darker pants and my back is dark here, so hopefully you can see me. With a pelvic tilt, hold, coming over to the left side with our body with a twist. We hold. And breathe. Exhale breath, we let our shoulders soften. We're feeling this deer pose into our hip flexors, our quadricep. Coming out of the twist, slowly release. Taking the right leg in front, left leg comes behind. Pelvic tilt, so press the left hip forward. Now into the twist, we come over to the right side and hold. Breathe. Inhaling into tight areas, exhale. Feel the release, let yourself go, just let yourself sink. Coming out of the twist with the exhale breath, just on your own time. And take both legs forward, windshield wiper, the knees again, side to side, so take your hands behind. Nice little mobility, movement for pelvis. Get the blood flowing a little bit more. And back to the center. Our next pose is hero pose. Sitting on a block. You don't have to sit on anything if you don't want to. You can sit on 2 blocks too. It'll take the pressure off your knees too if you do sit a little bit higher. So into hero pose, I'm going to sit on top of my block. So I'm going to show you with 2 blocks. Right on top. Now, that does help to take the pressure off the knees. You can remain here. You can place your palms down with the heels of your hands just into your thigh crease. Here. Just let your shoulders release. You can do 1 block. Again, you don't have to do any blocks. You can sit on something that is just comfortable for you, like a chair. Close your eyes. We'll be here for a little moment that we are able to do a head to toe check-in. How is your breath? How are you feeling? I'm checking in with your mind. Are we able to start feeling that letting go? You could have, if you were worried maybe about something too, feeling a little bit stressed from the day. Is it starting to let go? Opening up your eyes and coming out of hero pose. So you can remove the blocks. Finding what's comfortable for you to do that. And again, take them onto the side. And then we have our strap that we'll be using. So if you have a strap, a band, a house coat, tie, something that you're going to be able to wrap around the bottom of your foot, dishcloth, or I guess a tea towel, not a dishcloth, that's not big enough. Now, with our strap, making our way down towards the ground. So coming onto the side of the body, and then lying down onto your back. My knees are bent. Just notice how your back is here when you're lying on the ground. Do you have a little bit more of a lift into the lower part of your back? We'll see if we're going to be able to release it a little bit more so the lower back will be able to soften. Placing the strap underneath the bottom of the right foot and pushing your leg up towards the sky. A slight bend to the knee at first here. Now point and flex, point and flex your foot. Hold the foot flexed, pushing your heel up towards the sky, holding onto the strap each side. Now, if this works for you, continue to push your heel up towards the sky, releasing the hamstring from the hip. Take the left leg down straight towards the ground, so both legs straight. Hold on to your strap with your right hand. Place your left hand onto the left hip And take the right leg out towards the side of the body. Feeling your inner thigh start to release. Take the right leg back towards the center. Hold on to the strap with your left hand. Take the right arm out towards the side to shoulder height. Take your right leg up and over. Now to the left side. You may turn your head the opposite way of your leg. So we get a little twist into our spine. Foot is flexed. Our calf muscles. Turn your head back towards the center and take the leg back to the center. Draw the left heel back, so slide it back on towards your bottom, and then take your left foot in towards your strap. So both legs straight up in towards the air. Into the air with our toes down towards our face. Now, right foot comes out and floats down towards the ground. Hold on to your strap, and now we point and flex through the left foot. A little bit harder to do when you have a strap, but we can do it. Now, left leg straight with your heel pointing up towards the sky. Hold on to the strap onto each side. You may straighten out the right leg on the ground. Slide the right heel away. And both legs straight. My right toes up towards the sky. Hold onto the strap with your left hand. Place your right hand onto the hip and take your leg out towards the side. Into the inner thigh. Leg comes back towards the center. Hold on to the strap with the right hand. Take the left arm out to shoulder height, and our leg comes up and over to the right side. Turn your head the opposite way of your leg. Close your eyes. Feel the twist into the spine, outside of the hip. Flex your foot. So we're going to get into the calf too. Head comes back towards the center. The leg comes back towards the center. Okay. Right heel slides back. And the right foot goes back into our strap here with both legs straight up. Close your eyes. Just hold onto the strap still here. The legs up the wall. And open up our eyes. Bending through the knees, and we take our strap over to the side. Knees coming in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug. We do a little rock side to side. To our final pose, happy baby. Turn the knees out to your armpits. You can hold underneath the knees here too. Or ankles, outside of the feet, or big toes with your peace fingers. Taking those knees out to the side, a little rock side to side. Nice massage for the spine. And then holding stillness. Close your eyes, let your knees sink into the ground. Now slowly release. Draw the knees into the chest and give yourself a squeeze. Doing whatever other movement or pose that you would like to do for yourself before Shavasana. And a little rocking. Shavasana may be on your back with the knees bent or legs straight. You can let the legs rest against a wall. You can be on the side of your body. You can find a comfortable seat for yourself. Finding what you would like to do now. And finding that stillness for yourself. Close your eyes. And return into ourself. The breath starts to soften. With your exhale breath, let your physical body soften. Your eyes are heavy and sink. Lips part to help our facial muscles soften. Neck softens. Like clouds in the sky, our thoughts pass one by one. Gentle breeze, let them pass. Feel yourself release, let go. I will call you back when it is time. Slowly coming back. You may notice sounds around us. Notice the softness around us. Calm. Warmth from our center. You can wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Maybe you notice the temperature of the room. Shift through the body. And if you are lying on your back, you can bend through the knees and take the right arm overhead and roll over to right side to fetal. And now everyone making their way into a comfortable seated pose for yourself. Take your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes. Notice a softness in your mind. How you're feeling, a calm. Being gentle with ourselves. Knowing that we are taking care of ourselves so that we could have mental clarity, to improve our concentration, our focus. As we move through daily life, to know that we can do this in a calm, happy way from the inside out. We open up our eyes. Thank you so much for joining me, sharing your practice, taking care as we move forward this week. Namaste.